So welcome to the third episode of the Brown Nose India video diary. Tonight I'm broadcasting from the Usha Kiran Palace hotel here in Gwalior. And actually it is a real palace. It was built over 100 years ago for the Prince of Wales and his wife when they came here by the local Maharaja. I think he probably expected a bigger party because the palace is huge and there's quite a number of different rooms. And what's interesting about the rooms is that none of them are the same. This is great because it certainly adds some variety and colour compared to your standard cookie cutter hotel, but at the same time it does have one or two minor frustrations. My room, for example, doesn't have a bath, whereas the people I'm travelling with, their room does. But never mind, the rooms are very large and spacious, very airy and very cool, and they've got a real nice feel about them. It makes it a pleasure to stay in them. Upstairs there's a bar which has got a 100-year-old billiard table, and that's been a nice place to hang out and drink a couple of kingfishers. And there's also a 100-year-old elevator as well, but I haven't risked that yet. When people come to India, they generally come to Delhi and then they go off to Agra to see the Taj Mahal, and then either they'll return to Delhi or they'll go on to Jaipur in Rajasthan. I've been to Jaipur myself and I think it's absolutely great, and if you look on Brown Nose you'll see some photographs I took there last year. But at the same time I think it's a bit of a shame that more people don't come to Gwalior. It's quite a fascinating city. Overlooking the town is a huge hill which has a fortress on it dating back over 1,000 years, and that was the place we went to first today when we arrived here around lunchtime. On the hill there's quite a number of different sites, including one place where the local Raja at the time kept 8 of his wives together in a single palace. Some quite amazing architecture inside. It's extremely beautiful, and one thing I didn't know was that there was a lot of Chinese influence around the time. This was around the 15th century, and you can even see Chinese dragons on some of the walls. After the Mughals took over, the palace became a dungeon, and in fact one of the emperors had his brother tortured here first and then finally killed. So quite a rich history in all. Also up on the fort you can see a couple of very nice Hindu temples which unfortunately were defaced by the Mughals, but then later restored to at least some of their former glory by the British. And there's also some Jain statues and a big Sikh temple as well. So overall you get to see many different facets of India's multiple religions, and it's definitely worth a visit. After that we went to probably one of the most bizarre places I've ever been to in my life, the Jai Vilas Palace. This is owned by the local Maharaja, and it's just an incredible display of ostentation. Inside, for example, you can see a railway track on one of the main tables in the dining room, and this was used to deliver brandy and after dinner cigars to guests, which was certainly sort of very interesting. In addition to that, there's these amazing chandeliers which apparently weigh over 30 tons and are the heaviest and the largest in the world, and lots of cars and other things. Really not my cup of tea, but actually definitely well worth a visit. So that's my day in Gwalior, and I wish really that I could stay here a bit longer. And what I find when I come to India, really, I plan the trips and I never really have enough time to do the things that I want to. But never mind, tomorrow morning we're heading off to another place called Orcha, which is even less famous and or even less well known than Gwalior is. And apparently there are some very beautiful temples, and it's a very small village. So up to now I've really been taking in the cities and towns, and tomorrow will be time to hit the countryside.